They said you would never make it. They laughed when you failed. They whispered behind your back, pointing fingers at your pain. But now they watch silently because you didn't quit. You didn't fold. You turned every insult into fuel, every doubt into discipline. They laughed at you because they couldn't imagine the fire you were building inside. And now they can't deny your success. The world loves to doubt the dreamer. They mock what they don't understand. But that's where the winners are made. In silence, in rejection. In the lonely hours when no one is watching. You showed up. You stayed consistent. You didn't chase applause. You chased results. And now the people who laughed are the ones clapping. Your story didn't end with failure. It started there. And what you built from pain, no one can take from you. You didn't just prove them wrong. You proved yourself right. They rejected you not because you lacked potential, but because they couldn't see your vision. They laughed when you failed because they never understood your purpose. Every insult, every closed door was not the end. It was fuel. Rejection is not a curse. It's a challenge, a hidden gift that forces you to rise beyond limits. Every time they said, you can't, you chose to prove that you can. You didn't just hear. No, you turned no into next opportunity. You kept going when others quit, kept believing when the world doubted, kept building when no one clapped. That rejection became your reason, your power, your purpose. And now the same people who turned their backs are forced to watch you shine. Success, built from rejection, is the kind that can never be broken because it was earned, not handed. And every step of the journey screamed words like never give up. Overcome adversity, unstoppable mindset, self-belief, and turn pain into power. You didn't make noise, you made moves. While they were busy laughing, you were busy building. Grinding in silence became your superpower. Because real growth doesn't need an audience. It needs discipline, focus, and consistency. You showed up before the world woke up, stayed when others gave up, and trained when no one believed in you. That quiet hustle built unshakable strength within you. The ones who mocked you never saw the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the pain. But that's what separates winners from watching. You didn't need to post every step, you just needed to take the next one, because success doesn't come from being seen. It comes from staying committed. Even when no one's looking, your silent effort turned into visible results. And now the same people who overlooked you have no choice but to pay attention, because the grind never lies, and your results now speak louder than any words ever could. Filled with drive, discipline, work, ethics, self-improvement. Silent hustle, success, mindset, and consistency wins. When the world went quiet and no one clapped for you, your belief didn't fade, it grew louder. You held on when there was nothing but doubt and darkness around you, because you knew deep down that belief isn't borrowed, it's built. You didn't wait for approval, you gave yourself permission to dream bigger and work harder. You became your own motivation, your own reason to rise every day. That's Twitter. Still didn't wait for a dive. Unshakable faith in your purpose pushed you through storms, setbacks, and silence. While others looked for support, you looked within. And that made you unstoppable, because true belief is not loud, it's steady. It's consistent and it never quits. It's what made you show up when no one noticed, and what kept you going when every voice said stop. This kind of belief creates a foundation that failure can't shake and critics can't destroy. And now the same people who once doubted you are watching your confidence become proof of what self-belief, unbreakable mindset, inner strength, vision, power, and mental toughness can truly achieve. Failure wasn't your defeat. It was your training ground. Every fall taught you how to rise stronger. Every mistake revealed what needed to be fixed. Every loss carved a deeper hunger inside you. While they laughed at your setbacks, you were silently turning pain into progress. Failure didn't break you, it built you, because you saw it for what it truly is, a stepping stone, not a stop sign. You didn't fear failure, you embraced it, learned from it, and used it to sharpen your focus and fuel your drive. Every time you were knocked down, you stood back up with more wisdom, more strength, more clarity. Success doesn't come from never falling. It comes from refusing to stay down. And you proved that over and over again. You understood that growth lives in discomfort and greatness is born in struggle. Your journey became a living lesson in resilience, persistence, and mental strength. Filled with words like bounce back, growth mindset, rise after failure, no excuses, strength through adversity, and unstoppable force. You never needed to argue with them or explain yourself, because you knew your success would be the answer. They laughed, mocked, and doubted. But you kept building without saying a word, because you understood that real power doesn't speak, it performs. While they were throwing shade, you were planting seeds. And now, the results are blooming right in front of their eyes. You didn't clap back with words, you clapped back with growth, peace, and results that can't be denied. The same mouths that spoke against you are now silent, because your success silenced every insult, every rumor, every bit of doubt they expected you to fold, but you turned pressure into power and used every failure as a stepping stone to rise even higher. Winning became your loudest reply, and your elevation became the reminder that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. When your results prove everything, filled with prove them wrong success. Story revenge through growth, rise above hate, powerful transformation, and win in silence. You weren't the most talented or the most connected, but you made a decision to outwork everyone around you. While others relied on comfort, you embraced the grind and made hard work your identity. You showed up early, stayed late, and gave your all even when no one was watching, because you knew effort beats excuses. Every single time your success didn't come from shortcuts. It came from discipline, sacrifice, and relentless commitment. You didn't wait for motivation. You built habits, and those habits built results. You trained your mind, your body, and your focus to keep going long after others quit, because you understood that champions are not chosen. They are created through consistency and grit. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every small effort added up and turned into something massive. You became proof that hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work. And now your results are echoing the truth that grind mode, no limits, elite mindset, discipline equals success. Work ethic wins, and master your craft will always lead to victory. Every time they doubted you, it lit a fire inside you, not to break you, but to build you. You didn't let their opinions define your limits. You turned their doubt into your driving force. Their disbelief became your energy. Their negativity became your motivation. You heard the laughs, the criticism, the dismissals, and instead of letting it stop you, fueled your hunger to go harder, to push further, to become undeniable. You didn't chase validation. You chased growth. And every time they said you couldn't, you worked like your life depended on proving them wrong. You used the hate as a mirror to show them who you were becoming, and each moment of doubt became another step toward mastery. Because doubt is not your weakness. It's your weapon when you use it right. And you used it to become unstoppable, resilient, focused, and locked in on your purpose. Your journey reflects words like turn doubt into drive, prove them wrong with action, mental toughness, keep going. No matter what, haters to fuel unshakable mindset and never settle for less. They thought they knew your story. They thought it ended with failure, setbacks, and silence, but you were just getting started. You realized that their version of your life was never yours to accept. So you picked up the pen and started writing your own ending. You took control of the narrative and turned every low point into a launch pad, every delay into a setup for something greater. You didn't let the past define you. You let it refine you, and now you're creating a future that they never saw coming. You became the author of your breakthrough, rewriting the story from doubt to dominance, from ignored to unstoppable. Every chapter you write now is filled with lessons earned, strength built, and victories claimed. You showed the world that you are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to become. You flipped the script. And now your life speaks volumes through words like rewrite your story, rise from failure, own your future, come back stronger, create your legacy, and transform your pain into purpose. Now the same people who laughed are silent. The same ones who doubted are watching. The same voices that once told you to quit now whisper your name with awe. But this was never about proving them wrong. It was always about proving yourself right. You stayed loyal to the grind. You trusted the process. You believed when no one else did. And that's what makes your victory different. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of everything they said you could never have. You are living proof that rejection builds resilience, failure shapes greatness, and belief creates reality. Keep walking forward, keep writing your story, because the world hasn't seen the best of you yet, and your journey will forever echo words like rise above silence, the noise, turn pain into purpose, build your legacy, and become everything they said you couldn't, shall we?